In 1959, a company built a machine so good it almost ruined them. It was the first office copier that actually worked. There was just one problem. It cost $29,000. Almost no business would ever pay that to own one. So the company did something strange. They refused to sell it. Instead, they rented it out for $95 a month, and they charged for every single copy it made. The machine was no longer a product. It was a faucet. Money didn't come once. It dripped forever. Their revenue went from 30 million to over $1 billion in a decade. They had stumbled onto the most powerful idea in modern business. Don't sell the thing. Rent the need. And 50 years later, that idea would come for everything you own.
But the seed was planted even earlier. In 1904, a man couldn't sell enough razors, so he gave the razor away for almost nothing. The blades, the part you used up and replaced, made his fortune. His name was King Camp Gillette. Give away the handle, sell the blades forever. Economists call it the razor and blades model. Lock someone into a system, then charge them to keep using it. Printers and ink, coffee pods, game consoles. The product is the hook, the refill is the business. Xerox just turned the refill into time itself.
Because in nature, owning something was simple. You caught it, you made it. It was yours. Ownership was a single moment, one effort, one thing, done. Nothing in nature kept charging you for something you already had. There was no monthly fee on a spear you carved yourself. So your brain treats buying as a finish line. You pay, you relax, the decision is over. That feeling of done is exactly the blind spot. Because a subscription has no finish line. You crossed it once, and the charge keeps running behind you. And the people selling to you know your brain stops watching.
The first tool they built was the free trial. It feels like generosity. It is a calendar trap. To start your free month, you hand over your card. Now the default is not stop. The default is charge. You must remember to cancel. They bet you won't. This trick is older than the internet. In 1955, a record club mailed you albums you never ordered. If you did nothing, you were charged. Silence meant yes. They called it negative option billing. Doing nothing became a way to take your money. Today it wears a friendlier face. Auto-renew, switched on by default, buried in a settings page. People guess they spend $80 a month on subscriptions. The real number is often over 200. The gap between those two numbers is the entire business.
Getting you in was easy. The real engineering is keeping you. Signing up takes one tap. Canceling takes a maze. Designers even have a name for it. The Roach Motel. Easy to enter, almost impossible to leave. Regulators once studied how to cancel one giant service. Inside the company, the process had a code name, Iliad, named after the epic because it went on and on and on. Page after page, offer after offer, just to leave. One consumer counsel summed it up perfectly. You can log out, but you can never leave. Cancel buttons hidden in gray. Stay buttons glowing. Are you sure?
We'll miss you. Here's a discount. Each step built to make you give up and stay subscribed. In 2024, regulators had to write a click-to-cancel rule. It existed because leaving had been made hard on purpose.
For a while, this only touched magazines and gyms. Then it came for the things you thought you owned. In 2013, software you bought once became software you rent forever. One design company switched its tools to monthly only. You could never again just buy the tool, only rent access. Customers were furious. The stock doubled anyway. Wall Street had fallen in love with one word: recurring. Then it crossed out of the screen and into the physical world. In 2022, a car maker tried to charge monthly for heated seats. The heater was already installed in the car you bought. You owned the hardware. They rented you permission to use it. Another brand locked faster acceleration behind a yearly fee. The car could already do it. The software just said no. Ownership was quietly turning into a login.
And some businesses don't even want you to use what you pay for. Think about your gym. A typical gym sells far more memberships than it could ever fit. If every member showed up, there'd be no room to move. The model only works because most people don't come. Many join in January, visit a few times, and pay for years. You are not the customer who works out. You are the customer who forgets and keeps paying. Your guilt is their most reliable revenue.
None of this is an accident. It is a whole profession. They even named the era the subscription economy. There are firms whose only job is to maximize recurring revenue. They obsess over a single enemy: churn. Churn is just you leaving. Every team is measured on how few of you escape. Somewhere, people met about how to keep charging your card. There were slides about your forgetfulness. There were targets for how hard to make leaving. A consultant stood up and said the quiet part: keeping the subscription beats improving the product. The room agreed. The cancel page got one click longer. You were not in that meeting. You were the subject of it. And the machine kept learning. It stopped being a flat monthly fee. It became a study of you. They track which features you use and which you forgot you pay for. The subscriptions you never open are the most profitable of all. Services quietly raise the price you already stopped noticing. You set it up once, and your brain marked it done. The same blind spot, found and farmed. The question is no longer what is this worth to you. It is how long will you keep paying before you notice. So look at what you have been blaming yourself for. The money that vanishes before the month is even over. The 5 subscriptions you forgot you had. You thought you were careless with money, but forgetting was the feature they sold. Your attention was never meant to reach the cancel button. Owning things became renting access, one quiet tap at a time. A subscription is not a purchase. It is a leash. And a leash only works while you forget it is there. Now you can feel it. Tonight, open the list of everything charging your card. You will find at least one you forgot was alive. Cancel it. Feel how hard they made that simple thing. You were never bad with money. You were enrolled in a system built to be forgotten. And the moment you remember, it starts to lose.